If it starts with family, the next step in mending our broken society is schools. It wasn't much talked about, but I remember back in 2015, one of the first policy statements then candidate Donald Trump made was on schools. He made an extremely strong statement on school choice, and he is 100% right about that. The fact is that the public school system in America, especially in some of our biggest cities, is partly responsible for our broken society. Schools should not just be teaching kids academics, they should be teaching respect, discipline, and decent values, and many are failing on every front, not least because the whole system is controlled by public sector unions, whose priority is privilege for themselves instead of progress for students. Rob,
yes,
they're very good. Thank you.
I'm a product of the public school system in Akron, Ohio. Like, lay it on me. And look, like I said, I'm the product of one of these schools. I know what it's like to go to a school where you're not really learning much. We had people graduating my high school that could barely spell their names, and these schools are an issue. It's really an issue. And when you bring up the school choice thing, and I bring this up all the time, that in the Florida governor's race, it was DeSantis and Gillum. DeSantis got 18% of black female votes based solely on the school choice thing.
School choice is a black choice.
School choice is a black choice. I love that.
Yes.
And then when you talk about skills, I really do think that we need to start thinking more about technical skills for
we'll
in
get
trade
to that in a
schools for these
second, but I just want to, Tammy, on the school choice point, it's interesting. It was, I mean, the president had, it's one of the things when I just learned, oh, who's this guy, Donald Trump, you know, and immigration policy came first. The tax policy was very impressive. The corporate tax cut. I thought, wow, this is really smart policy. Everyone forgets that it was a very policy-driven campaign. And early on, the school choice, very strong statement, but he seems like he doesn't really emphasize that as much as maybe he could in the future.
Yeah, I think that we can just imagine what this president would accomplish if the system wasn't against him so much. But we know that he understands that's a natural concern for all of us. I mean, wherever you live, whoever you are, you want to be able to compete. And I think school choice, Americans understand this as well. When you're able to choose someone, like anything in the marketplace, they have to compete for you also. So their schools are inevitably going to get better, of course, because then they realize
and
that
they do.
That's the nature of competition. And it does, again, when we're dealing with communities that may be segregated, issues regarding certain neighborhoods, taxes that are paid or not, that eliminates, it erases those boundaries so that you can, that you really can send your child where you want them to go.
I think that we would never put a grocery store in a neighborhood and say, this is the only grocery store you're allowed to shop at because this is your zip code. Some places do. You can go to the hood grocery stores and you're buying a rotten head of lettuce for $8.
Yeah.
That's because people don't have a choice to go out to the discount stores, to the Walmarts. That's what's happening with schools in the inner city. And if we want equality, then we have to trust parents to make those decisions for their kids. This is not something that needs to be in the hands of
students.
Sorry, Rob. I'm really sorry. We're just over on everything. And I do want to get. I know exactly.